welcome to the Lazy Redhead. Oh no, hang on. Happy Friday. Happy Friday, everyone. Welcome to the Lazy Redhead. And if you don't know, I'm a Lazy Redhead. And Merry Christmas. I hope you had the bestest of Christmas days and Boxing Days. I'm assuming you're nodding and saying, yes, I did. Thanks very much. And Santa provided you with more art supplies than you know what to do with. That would be great. I didn't get many this year. Not a bad thing. I think I spoilt myself before Christmas, stocking up the studio, so it's not an issue. I've broken this video down into non-water soluble and water soluble. I was going to do them together, and then when I started this video or prepping for it, I realised that it's not going to be as easy as that. So I'm going to break them down into two. This one is my thoughts on pencils, non-water soluble, and I'll do another one for water soluble. And today's video is literally just about explaining what my favourite pencils are for a myriad of reasons. So for example, I might go, I love this because it's reliable, it's light fast, I can get it on open stock, all that good stuff, but it is expensive. Or it could be like, this is cheap, cheerful, fabulous, but no open stock, and they're definitely not light fast. It's not like a one pencil fits all situation. And when I've been asked, what's your favourite pencil? I'm on a budget. All these are great questions. It's really hard to answer them because I can only answer that based on knowing what you want. So this is why this video is just great. And I know a lot of you have been waiting for this particular video. I obviously can't review every single pencil on the planet. I could only give you my thoughts on pencils I have and own, right? Which are the following. I have got the new Artisa Expert range, Castle Arts. I've got Mega Colours by Creer. I've got Derwent Drawing. I've got Pablo Caran. I've got Derwent Lightfast. Faber-Castell Polychromos. Luminance. Holbein. Prismacolor, Coloursoft, Brutfuner, and that's just the non-water soluble. I feel like in terms of quality, cost effectiveness, I think we've kind of got a great range there. So I am sure that I can give you something that fits your bill. So without further ado, the new cheap, really affordable, fabulous range I want to introduce to you is the Artisa range. So whilst I get ready, let's swatch it out. Great range, really fantastic. 72 a maximum. I think they come in smaller pots, but they come in like these round situations. This is the Artisa Expert. Now it's important you get Expert, and the reason I'll tell you is, one, it's not more expensive than their non-expert range. But what it does have is this really fabulous little thing on the lid. This thing, right? And at the bottom there's a table, and on that table it states the code for what is and isn't Lightfast. So 1 + is Lightfast. Okay, so if we were to go to one of these, you'll see, for example, let me have a look, I'm trying to look through the camera to the thing. Ah, here we are, this red colour. That, for example, is extremely Lightfast. So although the whole range isn't Lightfast, there are some that are, and that's the difference between the expert range and the not expert range. And for a cost-effective quality pencil, I'm loving these. I've been using them for a couple of months now. You might have seen in the swatch that I was in my old studio. Well, I'm really enjoying them. The Artisa pencils, they are waxed base pencils. There are a maximum of 72 colours. Some are obviously Lightfast. And no, you cannot buy them at open stock. Obviously, I'm not surprised at that. And the price I paid for this was £40. On Amazon at the moment, they're ranging between about £42. Now, you might be able to get these cheaper. I can only tell you what things cost based on what I find today in my research, but I paid about £40 when I looked back at my purchases. And for 72 pencils, some of which are Lightfast, fantastic, right? I am going to be demonstrating them on alternative surfaces. I have got my Mix It Up swatch available on my website, and the colour we're going to choose in each set is yellow, hence the purple. I know, I was trying to be all bougie. I don't know, what do you want from me? Magpie, hi Magpie. Magpie emailed me a while ago and asked for a really cost-effective pencil. This is one of them. This is one of the ones that I think are worth a little look-see into, right? The other thing you can do is probably get a smaller pack and just do some testing, but I will be showing you how they apply today. One thing I should mention, all of the pencils that I'm going to be talking about today are also reviewed by a YouTube artist called Sarah Renee Clark. She's Australian. Some of you may have already heard from her, but she is the queen of pencils. Now, I know I've been called the queen of pencils, but trust me when I tell you, her whole channel is pretty much 99.9% pencil orientated. Might not be so much now because she's probably had to reinvent herself somewhat, because there's only so much you can do with a bloody pencil, do you know what I mean? But she's reviewed a lot of pencils, right? And she is the channel that I go to personally when I'm and ahhing about different pencils, and that's where I got the review for the Artisa. Brilliant, and several others that I've purchased for this video. So by all means, I will link her down below. She is like a font of all knowledge when it comes to pencils. I will be referring to her videos or her channel, and the reason is because I don't necessarily agree with her opinion on stuff, but not because she's wrong, right? It's because I prefer things that she does not prefer. So she likes things that might blend really well because she's a traditional colouring in artist, or she's a professional colouring inner. You get it. So I will be referring to her videos a lot, and it's not that I disagree in that she's wrong. I disagree because of personal preference. I crowbar my materials into things that they were not necessarily created to achieve. She's very much traditional. Sarah blends, she keeps within the line. She's fantastic. Like the effects she can get out of colouring pencils is mind-blowing, and she's a hyper-realist as well. So by all means, like I said, go over there, get her thoughts and opinions, but I wanted to be authentic, and I wanted to let you know, one, that there's great resources, because and I use them as well, and two, that a lot of my information does in fact come from her channel. So, you know, disclaimer, there we go. Right, so Artise, love this one, love it. Magpie, worth a look-see, worth a look-see. The next range, and you will have already heard about this, the Castle Art. Now, I have the Castle Art tinted pastel tinted range. I think I've got one here somewhere. And well, this is a lovely one actually. Which one's this one? This is Inca Gold. Oh, I really like this one. So a few bits of facts. Now I know that some of you might have watched the pastel party, which these feature, and some of the other pastel sets, but this one, no Lightfast, no open stock. For my pastel tinted range, it was £20. It's now retailing at £23.99, and in that you get 48 pencils, and they are wax-based, which makes them quite soft, right? The one thing I found with these ones was that they didn't play nice with some materials that I use. So for example, I love my acrylic ink grounds. They don't play nice on the acrylic ink grounds. So you have to be kind of mindful about where you use them. But ordinarily, there's something in my roll that will go if this colour doesn't go. So I've got a really good range. Now I really like them for in my sketchbooks, bumming around. If I was to choose between the Artise and the Castle Art, because if you look at, they're quite competitive, so they're competitors, I would probably go with the Artisa because they do apply on a lot more materials. They're a lot more softer. They're softer than the Castle Art, I think. So, but again, as I said, I will take you through them in just a moment and you can have a look for yourself. Okay, the next is Mega Colours. Now, these are a staple for me. I can't live without them. But I do think that they're less of a core range. They're more of a nice to have. So if you're looking for a set to invest in its entirety, that's what you're going to use, Mega Colours might not be the greatest because they are restrictive just by their size. Equally though, they are the one pencil that goes on everything. They literally go on everything. I don't know what it is, but they are awesome sauce, right? So if you don't know, this is a mega pencil. Now they are made by Creer Colour. You can see there. And just to give you an idea, here's a normal pencil and that's the mega pencil. So they are indeed chunky. They are chunky monkey. With these, I love them because they go on everything. Oh my God, they're so good. They last forever. Well, they'll last a normal person forever. I think there's one on here that is literally on its last legs. Yeah, I mean, that's tiny now. And this one is Tan Light. It's one of my favorites. You might think, oh, sharpeners, right? They go in the sharpener. If you've got a Bitch Basic, I call it, a Bitch Basic sharpener with 2 holes, they do go in the biggest of the 2 holes. So that is important information, especially when you're getting big, right? Like the Stabilos, which are the kids chunky situation, which I'll show you in a second. Those ones, oh no, they're not because they're on the water soluble. Apologies, you won't be seeing them. They need special sharpener. So these don't need a special sharpener, they just need a Bitch Basic, bigger of the 2 holes. So that's one good thing. Right, so no, they are not Lightfast. You cannot buy them on open stock, they're not available. I got the biggest set of 36 and that cost me £40. They are retailing now though at £48.54. You might want to shop about, but again, I'll be linking all this below, and they are wax based and I cannot live without them. You could get away with them as a core range because they go on everything, so they're very versatile, but obviously there are only 36 colours, and so you might find that quite restrictive despite the fact that I use them on literally everything. The next beautiful pencil, now this is like my all-time favourite. They, again, like the Mega Colours, they are not necessarily a core range, but they are definitely a nice to must-have. You get it? A nice to must-have. That's what I'm calling these types of pencils. And they are the Derwent drawing pencils. Now, if you don't know what those are, they are here. Derwent drawing. I did do a swatcheroonie of them on this channel somewhere in the ether that is YouTube. is somewhere out there. These are amazing. I love them. I absolutely love them. They are so soft and unctuous. They are slightly bigger than a normal pencil, which is great. And they're specifically for landscape artists. So people that want to go out, landscape, sketcheroonies, love, love, love. I just love them. I cannot live without them. The tones are just, oh, they're not as vibrant. They're quite subtle tones. They are extremely opaque pencils as well, and they do blend very, very well. Like I said, a nice to must have. Now, just some of the specifications on Derwent Drawing. They are extremely light fast. You can buy them in open stock, the maximum of 24 colours, and they are wax based. And like I said, all of them are landscape pencils, okay? So the tones are very landscape orientated. So in that regard, it's limited. As I said, limited palette, but what you get is, oh, delish. For the set I got my set for £40. They're now retailing at £45.99. I can honestly say you would not regret owning a set of Derwent Drawing. The next is Brutfuner. Where are we? Here we go. Now, I bought the Brutfuners. Everyone must know they became quite big a few years ago when they brought out the biggest colouring pencil set of like 520 pencils, and it was like split into 2 boxes or 2 ranges, right? And you can get them on Amazon, you can probably get them on like Wish, you can get them on Shein, you can get them on, I think, Temu, those kind of websites, okay? So, and there is so many videos out there who have colour swatched this because it was all the rage at the time. I don't have 520 pencils, but I do have a pastel range, which was called the Macaroon range. You would have seen them on my pastel party video. They're nice, you know. The thing is with these, they are oil based, and so what that means is they do go on quite opaque. There's probably 1 or 2 colours. I always find like a blue, like an indigo blue, it fails a lot of the time. Even in like a luminance set, I always find it's a bit dodgeroony. For the money though, these are brilliant, okay? So obviously they're not light fast, absolutely bloody not. You cannot buy them on open stock, but we're gonna know that. For 520 pencils, it is £116 as of today on Amazon. These, the 50 pastel tinted ones, 50 in that box, yeah, the Macaroon was 50. I bought them for like £13, you know, and for that money, brilliant. And they are oil based. They're actually made with sunflower oil. I think these are great. I really highly rate them. Would I get the 520? No. And like I said, I can only really comment on the pastel tinted range, but if we're going on them, I think they're a really great cost-effective option. Up there with Artisa, up there with Castle Arts, fantastic. You know, if you're just doing some sketchbook work and you're not bothered about replacing via open stock or being light fast, get a small range. You know, it's for practice at the end of the day. I'm gonna go with the Coloursoft. Now, I only own a few of these. These are Coloursoft by Derwent. I got these via open stock, so there's already one question answered. Haven't had much time to work in these, but I wouldn't say they are worth the money. Probably controversial. Now, the reason I got the Coloursoft is because me personally, I love a soft, buttery core. I like opaque application, and more importantly, I like versatility. And these hit most of those boxes, okay? Oh, your battery's about to bloody die. Oh, I'm having so much fun. And you're back, and you're back. What was I saying? Yeah, Coloursoft. The Coloursoft, they are light fast. You can buy them at open stock. They are wax based. Most of Derwent colouring pencils are, I think all the Derwent colouring pencils are wax based actually when I think about it. And the biggest pack you can get is 72. Now I think they're about 150 quid. I'm not sure, I haven't written it down. But like I said, I only got a few on open stock. I think I got 4 or 5. I was so intrigued about, like, you know, the softness everyone rated them, but I have got softer than those. A lot more opaque than those as well. The application on them is a lot softer. The colour range though is great. You know, some of the colours in there are really unique. This one is a lichen green. I will do a big swatch here for you. It is the biggest swatch of them all, just to give you an idea. But I will be obviously testing some of these out anyway. So there are the Coloursoft. Like I said, I don't want to say too much, but first impressions, you know, I have been wrong. I have known to be wrong in the past, however. So if you own a set of Coloursoft, maybe there's other bits of information that you have that I don't, because obviously I haven't. The next cheapest set, I wouldn't say it was cheap, but you know, is the Prismacolors. Now, if you don't know what Prismacolor is, where you been? Literally, where you been? Prismacolor is amazing. Love them. They were recommended to me by Debs. Hi Debs. Oh, I love them. Absolutely love them. They are great. Just a couple of specifications. They are not Lightfast. You can buy them in open stock, but it seems it's very, very difficult in the UK. I know that Blick in America has them in open stock, so I don't know about other countries, but Americans certainly do have them in open stock. UK does not. I think for one pencil on Amazon it's like £8-9. It's ridiculous. I'm not going to spend that on a blue pencil. Biggest range is 150, which I got gifted. I was very lucky, and they're retailing about £155, and they are wax based. So the Prismacolors are amazing, but like I said, I've got several that I have almost run out of and I can't replace them. You can get them as like a core set for everything. Now I know they're not Lightfast, so if that is an issue for you and you're creating works that you want to sell, they might not be for you. But if that's not an issue, then honestly, I love them. Right, the next set I want to discuss is the Pablo Caran Dash range. Some people might not know what this range is, and again, this was another one that I discovered when watching Sarah's YouTube channel. I think it was a video where she discussed her 3 best pencils, like high spec pencils, loads of pencils, but the 3 best ones she placed in the top where money was not an issue. Just a bit about the Pablo range. This range for 120 pencils is in the ballpark of about £230. So not cheap, okay? You might be able to get deals like at Jackson Art, Blick or Castle Art if you're in the UK, right? They are Lightfast and you can buy them at open stock. I would bloody think so for that price. And they're wax based. They're nice. They are hexagon, so they kind of have this sort of, I don't know, I think it's because I'm so used to round barrels. The hexagon barrels always feel cheaper. They are by no means cheap at all. They don't break easy. They're not as opaque as I thought they were going to be, and this is another issue regarding my opinion and Sarah's opinion. Sarah seems to favour applications that are like that, but then I think that has a lot to do with the way she uses her pencils in terms of like blending. I use them as a single application, like scribble, and it needs to kind of hold its own. I don't labour over pencils, do I? I don't sort of make them all blend and in the lines and kind of use them for their intended purpose, if you like. I don't do that. Mine is very much an experimental approach, and I want you to see that it's pencil. It is pencil. I apply it like a child, and I love it, and it makes me happy when I do it. So, like I said, that's probably one of the things we disagree on. But again, it's less about that she's wrong. She's actually right, and the information she's got to impart on the Humble pencil is just invaluable. It literally is just down to personal preference on that one. So it's not my up there range, let's say. It's kind of like Derwent Lightfast then. Obviously, they are Lightfast. Clues in the name, just saying. It's just, if someone says, oh, the Derwent Lightfast, I'll be like, what's the things in the Gremlins called? Do you get it? Do you get it? All right, fine. I'm on my own. Okay, so yes, obviously, Lightfast are Lightfast. You can buy them on open stock. They are oil-based, or they might be a mix of. The range for 100, the maximum of 100, is around £250. So they are by no means reasonably priced. Okay, they are an investment. I love them. I absolutely love them. I am still using the set I got gifted right at the beginning of my channel by my friend Gary. Hi Gary, if you're watching. And I love them. The range I got given though, oddly enough, I think the range was like 24, a pack of 24 or 36 or something like that. It was a decent range, but it does not have any names or numbers on the barrel. So I recently had to replace one of them and didn't know which one it was. So I ended up having to order sort of 3 colours that I thought were the same in the hopes that it was. One of them thankfully was, but yeah, they don't come with them, but they are, oh, they're soft, they're opaque, they go on fabulous, and they just, oh, I just love the feel of them. You know, when they apply, they feel very oily, very buttery. Oof, I love that. Unctuous, delicious, silky, very silky. And as a cool range, 100%. You will get everything you need out of a set of Lightfast. Certainly if you've got a chunky monkey one. Like I said, I'm still using the small pack that was gifted to me. So that tells you something. And I've been doing this channel for almost 2 years. All right. Core range. I will be doing a summary, by the way, so don't worry, okay? I will be summarising my final thoughts. I'm just introducing them right now. So my first ever set, it was the Faber-Castell Polychromos. Love them. 120 is the maximum set, and it is £150. They are amazing. They are oil-based. They are Lightfast. You can buy them at open stock, and I think they are reasonable. When you consider that you've got Faber-Castells and Prismacolors, they are pretty much similarly priced. With the Prismacolors you get 150, with the Polychromos you get 120, right? But the Polychromos are Lightfast, whereas the Prismacolors are not, right? So you get a lot more bang for your buck with the Faber-Castell. I couldn't live without them. My opinion is literally based on why I use pencils, what the things I love about them. And for me, they are highly, highly pigmented. They go down like butter. They're soft. They're just, I love them. I absolutely love them. And obviously my favourite one is the Earth Green, which is what I call mine and Pat's colour. Where is it now? Where is it? It's in a little thing that Steph bought me. Here it is. Here it is. And I have got a replacement. And there we go. A little stubby thing. It's got a while to go, but it's just, it's at that really awkward stage where the way I use them, yeah, it's not big enough. So this one needs an extension. I'm just biased because they were my first set, and they are my favourite set of all time, ever, 100% of all time, because they tick all the boxes for me. They go down buttery, soft, opaque, just delicious. They're pigmented, they're Lightfast, so I can use them on everything. They do apply on, they do play nice with other materials, so they're quite versatile for me. Like, I've never gone, oh my god, this doesn't work. I've never felt myself doing that, and it is because they're oil-based. So oil trumps kind of most materials, and I think it gives it a bit of an edge as well. Love them. Fave. Okay, controversially, the Luminance. Now I got, what did I get? I got 1 or 2 for myself. I think I got 2, didn't I? I got the green gold, I remember, and I got the ultramarine blue, okay? They were the first 2 I got. Then I got gifted a set of 24 by my dear friend Stephanie, and I was just delighted with them. Now I use them for a lot, and the reason is because their pigments are so different than any other set that I've got, including the Faber-Castell, but they're not opaque. And this is the thing, they're very much like the Pablos. They leave like this really odd pitting, right? This graininess, right? That you don't get with the likes of Faber-Castell, that you don't get with Prismacolor, okay? That you do not get with Lightfast. There's something about the 3 of them that the Pablo and the Luminance don't have. Don't get me wrong, they are still very soft, very premium, and you do get what you paid for. Certainly with the Lightfast is excellent. It's one of the best Lightfast pencils you can get up there, and they are one of the most expensive pencils you can buy. So they are a huge investment, okay? They are oil and waxed mixed as what I remember. They are Lightfast. You can buy them in open stock, and for 100 it's in the region of about £300 for 100 pencils. So they're a lot. I will say this though, you know, a lot of artists swear by them, and like I said, Sarah Clark's channel, she discovered the Luminance several years ago, and they are her number one. But prior to that though, it was the Prismacolor. Luminance are her number one, and she loves Pablo as well. So this is the thing, they both have that same thing in common that she really appreciates. But I think it's because they probably blend really well in that regard, whereas mine probably build up too much material. Like the Faber-Castell might build up too much material, so the blending process is not as sleek as you might find with the other two, the Pablo and the Luminance. But like I said, it's just, I don't think they're worth it. I know, controversial. That's my opinion, as I said. It's not always how much things cost, is it really? All right, but the way I use them, there are better options for the way I use them. Next, Holbein. Oh, I love my Holbein. Holbein is again that, I think, for me, I am very much more geared towards an oil-based pencil, because a lot, well, I don't know, because the mega colours I love and they're wax-based, and so is Derwent Drawing, I don't know. But the Holbein are oil-based pencils. They are the most expensive pencils, or one of the most expensive pencils. They are indeed bougie, and they're up there with the Luminance, as I said. The biggest set is 150 pencils, and they are the only brand that does a premium pastel tinted range as part of their ranges. So if you were to buy 150, you would get the full pastel tinted range with that range, which is just delicious because I love a pastel range, as you know. They are absolutely Lightfast. They are available on open stock, and for 150 in this country, they're really entailing from £268 to £700. Yes, £700. Holbein are beautiful. Again, pigmented, goes down soft, everything I love. And I would absolutely have the full set, but I can't warrant the price for it at the moment. I cannot warrant spending that kind of money on 150 pencils at the moment. So they are my sets. There's the specifications on my sets, and I will put all this information in the description box below with their links and things, so you can go and have a perusal yourself. All the links down below are affiliate linked, so what that means is, for those of you who don't know, if you were to purchase via that link, I would get a small kickback, and it won't affect the price of it for you. You'll get them the same price with or without the link. It makes no difference. It's just I'm obligated to tell you that I get a financial kickback on those links. But it helps a girl out, you know, helps me out, pays the bills. So now what I'm going to do quickly is I am going to do this. Whilst I'm getting ready for the next phase of this, I'm going to quickly swatch out the Pablo Caran Dash pencils for you. Whilst, you know, like a little break, like a little like, ooh, you know, commercial break. Do that whilst I get set up. now, however, is we're going to do our mix it up sheet. For those of you who don't know, I did this on the pastel party. Literally all I do is just in these little cubes, I'll put 2 swatches of the same material. The empty one is for our raw material, if you like, so I'll put a swatch in there, and then I will put, like, compare the 2 in the middle box. Does that make sense? It's called Mix It Up. It is available on my website. I'll meet you on the other side. We've got a mix of colours here and a mix of materials like acrylic paint, you've got oil pastel here, you have got watercolour, you've got gouache, you've got pen. Every material you can think of, Derwent charcoal, it'll be on here. I can assure you that it will be on here. Watercolour, I think. Yeah, so there's a mix. I have not titled what these materials are. I have done in the past, but it's irrelevant. And the reason it's irrelevant is because today we're not discussing what mixes well with each other. We're actually discussing, does it mix well with other material? To kind of try and gauge their usefulness. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a green mark through ones that play nice majority. So I don't mind if they're not all, but majority, I need them to. Let's go with the Artise. We'll go with 2 types of yellow just in case. So this was the thing I was talking about with the Artise. One moment. There we go. Those little plus signs here is a symbol of how Lightfast they are. Now, the more plus signs, the less of the Lightfast. So this yellow, this sunflower yellow, is more Lightfast than the one with more. See what I mean? Now you know that. We are going to do this one. Right, so we'll go with the brightest of the 2. That'll be nice, jasmine yellow. So I'm just literally, I'll just do that. And then I'm just going to go in and just do a little swatcheroony, really. I love doing this. It just makes me so kind of happy. I like seeing what plays nice with one another. And the thing is, you get, because you mix the colours as well, you get a really good sense of all your materials then, especially for like mixed media artist, of course, you know. Also, you can come up with some great techniques, and it's just a great exercise that you don't really have to think about, because you're not making decisions really, are you? You're literally just applying the material, just seeing what happens, really. It's not exactly taxing, is it? When you consider that, you know, for a full set of 72, it is like less than £50, it's like £42 at the moment, right? And they're going on everything, pretty much. I think that's Neo 2, so it's very, very waxy base. It's more like an oil pastel, that one, so I'm not really surprised. Very few things go on that, but this is an oil pastel. And look, you can see it there. It's scoring quite high at the moment. Yeah, very high, actually. It's got sand paste in it, so it'll give you a really interesting texture, that. Which is nice, you know, again, discovering new things. Love, love, love. Oh, no, that's the Stabilo, the fat pencil. It's water soluble, children's pencil. I'll discuss that next time I do the water soluble version. Right, now, that has gone on most of them. Now with this one, that is the Faber-Castell Pit Pens. That is a beautiful color it's made there. Again, mixing the color there like that with 2 mediums, love it. When you consider this is a lot lighter than say this one, which means this will have a lot less pigment in, don't forget. And I think that's a really interesting thing to sort of note, because obviously the less pigment, the less they're going to show up. And the mere fact that they've made quite a dent in this is just a testament to their application, really. So for that, I'm going to put a green. I'm going to put a green there. Right, Castle Tinted. So let's find a Castle Tinted. So we've got this one here, which is Inca Gold. So this is Castle Art. And again, I think these are kind of competitors in my mind. I think they're really nice. If I was to choose between the two, as I said, I would definitely choose the Artise. That one's made a lovely colour. Have you seen that? Oh, that's made just a beautiful colour. As this is a darker yellow, this will have more pigment in than the first one we did, and pack a bit of a better punch in some respects, so I'm just gonna put that out there. But so far so good, to be fair. I just love testing materials. I love doing this. I like discovering new stuff. You know, I always find something new out when I do this, and people enjoy it, you know. I mean, I'm a mixed media artist, so this for me is so important, and I do understand, however, that it might not be important to a lot of people, but you know, I like to be able to just kind of grab at things and just start creating, and to have an understanding of what plays nice with one another is just paramount for me. Oh, it's just broken. That was me being too harsh. You're showing yourself up, Castle Art. Showing yourself up. There we go. Oh, no, I've really done it now, haven't I? Bollocks. Well, that definitely wasn't me. That's not boding well for the old Castle Art, is it? Yeah, that's not too bad, actually. It's gone really well on that one. It's done a bit better, but like I said, there is more pigment in there, but it was sharp, so I don't know. I don't know about that one, to be fair. But these have performed better, in fact, than the Artise, but I think that has a lot to do with the fact there's more pigment in this one. I'm going to say yes to the Castle Art then. Plays nice with other. Now the Mega Colour. I don't even think I need to do this really. Right, let's go for this yellow. So this is that colour. Sorry, I cannot pronounce this word. I apologise. Okay, let's do this. I love the Mega Colours, as you know. I just think that, I mean, things like this excite me, and that these ones, beautiful, you know. And this one here looks just, oh, that one there. Oh, see, do you see what I mean? Now, the reason I like to go for a varied colour is, again, it just enables me to figure out what's what. So I know that the Creer colour goes on most things I've put it on. I'm not deterred by the fact that it hasn't really picked up on some darker ones. It won't, you know, because that's less about the application, more about the colour, all right? But just, that one's going, yes, big green, guys. Derwent drawing, right, here we go. Derwent drawing will go on a lot because they're very, I mean, look at that. Look at that there, wow. Just love it. Soft, buttery deliciousness. Lovely. I am going to have to make my swatches smaller because I am running out of space. I'm just a large swatcher, as we know. I love a swatch. That one's going green. Absolutely. I think we're doing all right here, guys. Look at all the greens we've created. Right, Pablo then. Which one's this one? This one is green ochre. I'll speed this one up as well. I think that was quite successful as well, to be fair. Yeah, that was quite successful as well. Because some of these, I mean, I haven't done this on the Pablo. I mean, I know how a few of them work, but the Pablo I haven't really had as much time as I have with the others. So yeah, that went really, really well. I was delighted with that, actually. Delighted. Now I need a Lightfast. Okay. I'll have to get one out of here. I don't have a Derwent Lightfast. Here we go. Here we go. As I said, there's no barrel names on these. I didn't notice actually until, like I said the other day, I ran out of a few and I need to make a stock up order, and then I was like, oh, hang on a minute. None of these have names. Again, I will speed this bad boy up. Now, I'm not surprised, but Lightfast goes on pretty much everything. Again, I've worked with these since I started my channel pretty much. Obviously not in the same style as I have been the last sort of, say, 8 months, but enough to know that they play nice with most things. Abso-bloody-lutely. We are doing well with this whole situation, I'll be honest. I mean, even the Castle Castle Art. Now, I was under the impression they didn't play nice. I mean, granted, some of they haven't, but they've done a lot better than I remember. I don't know whether I made it as comprehensive or in the... I know I didn't do it the same way when I got them, but even so, I'm still delighted. Doesn't matter how much you think you know, you're always shocked. Right, I'm going to speed this one up. This is Faber-Castell. Cool. I've had to kind of go up on the other, but that's okay. I'm quite liking this piece actually. It's quite nice. I think it's quite trippy. Obviously these were amazing. I'm not surprised at all. Right, Luminance. This is one I'm interested in to see if what I think is going to happen actually happens. Again, I'll speed it up. Luminance did not bad, but I'm going to keep this one out, and I'm also going to keep a Pablo out, and the reason is kind of going to show you what I mean about that grittiness in just a moment. But yeah, Luminance passed the test. To be fair, I think the only one we might have an issue with is Brutfuner, but then it is oil based, and oil based stuff tend to go on a lot of stuff. Maybe Coloursoft might let us down, I don't know, but it definitely won't be Holbein. I can tell you that for free. Here we go. Here we go. Speed up. Yeah, I mean that's pretty telling, isn't it, really? And the thing is, you know, it is a case of sometimes it is you get what you pay for, you know, and I know that these are a huge investment. They are. There's no getting out of that. Equally though, as I've just hopefully already kind of illustrated to you, that it's not always what things cost, you know, and that sometimes we can get away with investing a lot less. Let's put it that way. Right, next, Prismacolor. Yeah, let's go for neon yellow in Prismacolor, just for a laugh. Now, neons historically have very little pigment in them, so, you know, I'm not going to be like, oh well, they failed. I'm not going to be as harsh, you know, because I love the Prismacolors regardless of how they perform today. Oh, that is beautiful, isn't it? Plus, I think it makes the piece look great. But like I said, they haven't performed as well as they should have done. But I do, again, think that's based on the fact that I used a neon, and honestly, they are not opaque. They're very, very translucent. Coloursoft, right. I'm going to go with this brownie colour. I don't think I've got a... Oh, wrong one. I don't think I've got a yellow in Coloursoft, so I'm going to have to use this lichen green. Ooh. Ooh, now. Oh, what's going on? Quite, I'm excited about this one, actually. Oh, maybe I was too... Oh, they're going on quite well, actually. Very well indeed. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, these are good. See, always surprised. Again, I have not done this with these, and I think this just shows how little... Oh, stray away. How little I know about this particular pencil, to be fair. Nice. This is looking so pretty. I'm sorry. I know this is probably a bit weird for you guys, but it is. It's looking really pretty. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely vote yes for Coloursoft. That worked out really, really well. And some of they came out so opaque, you know. And the undercolour didn't really affect it as much. Okay, so it's the cheapest of them all, the Brutfuner. I'm just going to give it a quick little sharperoony, and I am using sand. I'm using sand. In terms of their performance though against, I mean, they do all right.
I've used these Brutfuners on a few things now, you know, and I always go, oh, that was nice. Where's that? And I always look at the barrel. I don't go out of my way when I'm using my rolls. I don't go out of my way to sort of pick out specific brands. Literally, I just grab and do it and apply it somewhere. And then if I'm taken aback by something, or if I go, oh, that doesn't work, or that didn't work, what was that? I then have a look at the brand. Or if it worked really well, I'm like, oh, that was great. What was that? And then obviously I would look at the barrel as well. But I don't consciously do it, you know. I don't go out of my way to pick out Prismacolor or, oh, I'm going to use Holbein for this. It just doesn't work out for me that way, you know. But this is working so well. To be fair, all of them have performed fabulously. Now, the only time I would not accept it working is if it didn't go on things that, you know, I know why they don't go on. So for example, this is like oil based here, and a lot of them won't go on that. That's fine. I can tolerate that. I put it down because I'm intrigued more than anything. This one is an oil based pencil, so few performed well with that one, and this is also another oil-based pencil. So these three are the worst, but I know why. If, say, they hadn't have gone on, I mean, this is oil pastel, for Christ's sake. I mean, look at that. Fantastic results. But if they hadn't have gone on, say, like the Faber-Castell Pitt pens, alcohol pens, things like that, that sink into the page, then I'd be like, oh, I would be reluctant to give them a green seal of approval. Do you know what I mean? I'd be like, no, you're basic. So, I mean, that in itself is a beautiful piece of art, actually. I might see if I can crop it somehow and do something fabulous with it, but that's really nice. So what I'm going to quickly do is give you an example of what I mean about this pitting, all right? Because it's a visual thing, so I'm hoping to defend my opinion by showing you what I mean, because I know it's extremely controversial. Not so much with the Pablo, but certainly with the Luminance. Okay, so for example, this is Faber-Castell, all right? So this is an oil-based pencil. And you can see quite clearly that it goes on really smooth. Look at that. Yeah. It's hardly anything. There were hardly any pressure went into that. You get that same effect with Prismacolor, I feel. So I'm going to do the same with Prismacolor. Okay, it's not as opaque, but it is still very unctuous, yummy, delightful. Here is the Derwent. I'm going to just ones that are proven for me. This is what I look for in a pencil. That very kind of thick, opaque, unctuous lay down. Where is a Derwent? Let me see if I can find it in a Derwent. I think this is the only one. Right, this is a Derwent Lightfast. I don't know what green it is because it doesn't have a thing. Again, this has a tiny bit of pitting, right? Do you see what I mean when I say pitting? Okay, look at that one, Faber-Castell. Now let's look, you can see that pitting start to come through. Now, some people might say, oh, that's because of the pigment content, or that's because of the type of pigment. Yeah, no, I get you. But with the Luminance, it's like it all the time with all the colours, all right? So here we go, look, here we go. Luminance, and this is the Pablo. Pablo's not as pigmented, granted, but this is, see what I mean about that pitting? It's not as flush. Yeah, it's got like, it leaves this sort of, I just can't explain it. Try it with a different colour, shall I? That's not too bad, the red. It's not too bad at all, but again, I don't know whether you can see it online or on the screen. Okay, this is perfect. This should come up. Okay. Right, see that pitting there? That is what I mean. Most of the Luminance do exactly that. Okay, now let's find a blue in Faber-Castell. This is Pablo Ultramarine. This will be a good exercise. Again, that pitting. Blues are renowned for it, to be fair, but you see that kind of, it's not opaque, you see, it doesn't come up. This is Ultramarine from Prismacolor. I'm gonna do an Ultramarine in Mega. So I'm just gonna use this one, which is a different type of blue, but this is Faber-Castell, okay? This is also Faber-Castell. That'll have to do. I have to make my point, really, don't I? Because I'm just, right, make your point, Elise. Right, I'll make my point. Okay, so, right, so these are the two. This is Pablo, this is Luminance. Now, you see what I mean. So that's Prismacolor, that's Caran, that's the Creer colour, the Mega Pencil, and these two are Faber-Castell. Now, this is exactly what I mean. Now, I can see it on the red here. You won't see it, but I see it on the red. The point I'm trying to make is this is what happens on the Luminance, and that annoys me. So you might think, well, that's probably because it blends well, all right? So again, I will see if that's the case. So here's a blue. So this is what I was thinking. I was thinking, oh, well, maybe, Elise, it's because that, you know, they're designed like that to be a bit more blendable, but I don't even like the way they blend, I'll be honest. You know what I mean? Because it's not like it blends overly well. I mean, it makes a nice green, I suppose, but for me, I don't think they're everything that they protest to be. I think that I found the Lightfast and Faber-Castell to be far better options. So in terms of our core colours then, I'm just going to flip you onto the other camera to conclude and give you my final thoughts. So, in my opinion, I think that the Luminance are probably more geared towards traditional artists, in that, you know, traditional colouring artists. Does that make sense? Probably does make sense, but you know what I mean. I don't feel an affinity with them. Certainly, when I first got them, they were lovely, you know, and absolutely. And don't get me wrong, I mean, I have loads of them in my roll-ups. The pigments are extremely violent, but in terms of my go-to, I don't rate them. In terms of cheap, cost-effective, cheap but cheerful, but not concentrating on like Lightfast and open stock stuff, that doesn't matter, right? Because it's just cheap and cheerful. I would go for the Artisa Expert, specifically the Expert one, and I would go Artisa Expert, and why not? Let's go with a bit of Brutfuner. So Brutfuner is the cheapest. So my pastel range of 50 pencils was £14 rounded upward, and the Artisa for 72 is £42 as of today. And some of those, in fact, are Lightfast. I know, love them. A nice to have but must have. A nice to must have is the Mega Colour. They are a bit more expensive than others, but they go on everything. They are a joy to work with, and they're big. You can make big marks. So for the abstract artist out there, the Creer Colour Mega pencils are a nice to have, must have, without a doubt. Especially for someone who works in like A3, large scale pieces of paper, things like that. Honestly, they'll change your life and you'll have fun using them. They're nice to use, you know, you can kind of grab it by the neck, just start going. For a sort of a premium, but not necessarily luxury range, Prismacolor every day, right? If you're going, right, well, I'm not bothered about Lightfast, but I want a decent range that does everything, well, Prismacolor, without a doubt. 150 pencils, £150, roughly in there or thereabouts, about £1 or £1 something a pencil. They're brilliant, and the colours are just delicious. Some of my favourite colours are from the Prismacolor set. It's just so unfortunate that here I can't buy open stock in the UK. Nice to have, must have is the Derwent drawing. It really is. I mean, I can't express to you, this set is like full landscape. The colours are limited, but I'd never ever felt that it was limited. And with like alongside your core range, they are just
a really great contrast. The tones in them are so delicate. They're so delicate, so they're not like those vibrant, very highly pigmented colours. They are very, very delicate, and you can get a lot from them. And the works that you can get from them are just, it's just so beautiful and delish. If you were to say to me, price is not an option, but Lightfast, the ability to order open stock, it really is a toss-up, to be fair, with the Lightfast, Faber-Castell and the Holbeins. The cheapest of the two is the Faber-Castell, right? So 120 pencils for around about £150, okay? If money wasn't an issue, but you wanted all those things, then Lightfast every day of the week, okay? They're a lot bigger in the barrel. Therefore, they're a lot stronger than the Faber-Castells. I'm not saying that they're weak, but the Lightfast are a lot more durable, a lot stronger, a lot meatier. So you can be a bit more rough and ready with them. Okay, so in that regard, again, another element of versatility that you would get with the Lightfast, you might not be able to get with the Faber-Castell. All right. If money was no object, but you needed all those things, and you needed more options, then the Holbein. Every day of the week. So if you said, I want a core range, but I also love pastels, I also love this, it needs to be Lightfast, I need to get them on open stock, I don't care how much things cost, Holbein, definitely. See, Luminance just doesn't do it for me. I don't feel inspired by them. I see them and I always think, oh, I'm excited to use the Luminance, but is that because of everything everyone else says about them and how fabulous they are? No, they're not fabulous. It's just they're not my fabulous. My fabulous is thick, buttery, silky, opaque, just kind of like bordering on, kind of melting into the page. If I could get pencils that felt like a block of butter, that's kind of me. For a lot of people though, they don't like that because they do have a tendency to be a bit more brittle, break a bit more, you know? But I never ever sharpen my pencils to a point ever, because I never ever need fine line work from my pencils. It's always very kind of gestural, brutal, in fact. So don't forget, this is an opinion based on my work, the way I work, my aesthetical, you know, goals. That's why I love what I do in that order, for those prices and for those reasons. Certainly yours might be different, and for that reason, that's why I strongly suggest you go over and see Sarah's YouTube channel, because she is a traditional colorist. She is a professional colouring inner. She doesn't call herself that, she calls herself something else, but that's what I call her. She does colouring books for adults, you know, she loves colour, she is the queen of pencils, and her whole channel is based around the humble colour pencil. So a lot of the information, or a lot of the reasons why I buy the things I do, is because of her channel. Certainly with some of these options, like the Artisa, was because of Sarah's channel, and the Pablo range, and a couple of water-soluble ranges are because of Sarah's channel. I hope today was informative. I know it's a lot of information. I know it was long and probably laborious, and I get it, I'm sorry. Next week we are having the studio opening. I'm really excited about that. The week after I'll probably either do a vlog or do the water-soluble version of this. I'm excited about that because obviously we get to play with water. Love it. This week is my sketchbook party goers. This week you have a workshop, you have a warm-up, and then you have a workshop afterwards that I created on my Highland holiday for us. I'm really, really excited about that. You will need pencils, and a lot of them. I think this weekend is going to be very pencil orientated for me, but for your warm-up you'll need pencils. All right, just to let you know, you will. Colouring pencils. I don't care how Gucci they are, how fabulous, or pens. Actually, all pens, like, I don't know, Faber-Castell Pitt pens or acrylic pens. Pens, pencils, that's kind of what you need, certainly for the warm-up. All right? Anyway, I love you guys. You're amazing. Thank you so much. And also, we have obviously surpassed 900. So for those of you that are new, welcome. Welcome to my channel. Hope it wasn't too bloody boring this week. Anyway, I'm going to let you go. Love ya. Bye.